Offline mobile games. They seem to be a popular thing. And on top of that, both Google and Apple are always throwing suggestions at me of offline games that I should play. So it's my job as Echo Gaming to check out all these games, see which ones are good, which ones are not good, and share them with you, the community of people looking for good offline mobile games to play. So today we're diving in, and I'm gonna let you know if the recommendations from Google, from the App Store, are any good, or if they're straight trash. And the first offline game we're looking at here today is Rubbery Bob 2 Double Trouble, which sits with 100 million downloads and 4.5 stars from the community. He's sneaky, he's goofy, and he's back to play. Your favorite burglar Bob is up to his old tricks again with new characters, outfits, new comics, and better challenges. You'll obviously be playing as Bob inside of this top-down game in the offline experience where you need to be sneaky and try and get through all of the guards to get to your objectives. Call it a puzzle-style game if you will, but the question is, are you sneaky enough to win? This game looks fun. I'll give it my approval. Next up on the list, we have Crossy Road, with also 100 million downloads and 4.5 stars. This game is an 8-bit game that doesn't need graphics to make it absolutely amazing. It's your job to get from one side of the road to the other. You know, like the old joke, why did the chicken cross the road? I know, sounds cheesy, but the game isn't. It's actually quite fun and quite addicting to play as you try to get yourself through one level to the next. This game is absolutely fun. You'll keep coming back to play more and you'll enjoy it. So this one gets the Echo approval. Otherworld Legends. This one sits with 5 million downloads, 4.4 stars, and is a roguelike battler single player experience. Here you're going to be playing in a pixelated world, which seems to be a theme a lot of times in these offline games. You're going to have to explore beautiful other worlds like tranquil bamboo groves, zen patios, grand underworld dungeon tomes, or dreamy mirages. It's going to be a lot of fun as you go through all of the enemies here. I personally love action RPG style games, roguelike style games, games where you're trying to get through different stages and battle yourself through, of course, upgrading all of your gear and abilities as you go. With that being said, I think Otherworld Legends is worth a try. It's got my approval. Broken Dawn Trauma with 1 million downloads and 4.6 stars. We're looking at another action RPG in this one. Although, inside of this one, you're looking at some weapons that are a little bit more modern aged, RPGs and other assault rifle type weapons. The view of the game is a little bit weird. I could see it getting a little bit janky as you play, but it's probably something that you could get used to. Now, the reason why I am going to give this my approval is because of the genre. I personally like to get my hands on and try all roguelike or action RPG style games because I like the genre. With that being said, this is offline, so you need to take that into account when you're looking at the games that you have available to you. I think that this one has my approval to give it a try and just see if it catches your attention. Alien Shooter 2 The Legend. We're looking at a Bulletstorm style game right here that is the second in the series, this one having 1 million downloads and 4.5 stars from the community reviews. Graphics here are nothing groundbreaking, but the gameplay is quite fun. It's that futuristic style alien combat, and again, it's a top-down style game that I particularly like. Although there are different multiplayer experiences here, you also have the offline capabilities so that you can play when that internet connection is just not available for you. Definitely not the best in looking of games, but it does have a nice management system, a lot of depth to the game, and will be enjoyable for you when you just don't have the ability to jump online and play something that may just be better. In my opinion, this game's quite a bit of fun, and it has my approval. So we're halfway through the video. What games so far have sparkled in your eye? Which games are you considering downloading? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like these types of videos and you want to always keep up to date with what's coming, consider subscribing. Next on the list is Altos Adventure, which is an atmospheric, casual single-player experience that is quite good if you're looking for a game that is just relaxing, enjoyable, and of course beautiful, as you're going to be sledding yourself down the slopes. You're going to be taking into account all of the beautiful artwork, if that's the type of game that you're into, this one has won a ton of awards and is really looked at positively by the community. It's one that I can't give anything but my approval to. Guns at Dawn, with 1 million downloads and 4.6 stars, we're looking at a tactical shooter that has both multiplayer experiences and offline capabilities. It's an action shooter for mobile players. Can you survive in a deadly all-out gun battle and be the last gunslinger standing? The reason that I can go ahead and approve this one for all of you is because it's something very different. There are not many gunslinger style games, 1v1 shooters. It's just not something you see a lot of. And with the offline capabilities as well, it seems like something that's definitely worth trying. Real Steel Boxing Champions, with 50 million downloads and 4.4 stars. You're going to be building your robot fighting in this ultimate action and sports adventure. Unleash furious attacks in one-on-one combat using special moves, jabs, punches, with legendary parts of your favorite heroes that you know from the genre. Now, as we're listening to this, it definitely sounds like a multiplayer game, doesn't it? Well, it does have multiplayer elements to it, of course, but again, it's one of the titles that you can take offline and play in an offline mode as well. It seems like that's becoming more common with a lot of these offline games. This one looks okay if you're looking for a battler, if you're looking for a fighting style game. I just think there's better options. So for me, this one would be a pass. And check it out, Brawlhalla makes another list on the channel. I feel like this game is everywhere. It's one of the best platformer style battlers out there, with tons of champions that you could choose from, all with different abilities, tons of game modes. And of course, this battler has a multiplayer mode, but it also has that offline capability. This game is one of the best on mobile in my opinion, and it definitely gets my approval. Play it right now. Grim Valor has 1 million downloads, 4.7 stars, and this one is a hack and slash battler. One of my favorite genres inside of mobile games or even on PC. You're gonna slash your way through the hordes of darkness and defeat King Valor's fearsome guardians in this breathtaking RPG adventure. It's again one of those games that is absolutely fun to play, but there is one thing. You only get approximately 2 hours of gameplay inside of this one before you need to pay for the title. So it's worth testing out, and if you really do love it, then you could buy the game, but you may not want to. That's gonna be up for you to decide. I approve though of all of you trying the game out. Zombie Catchers Hunt and Sell has 100 million downloads and 4.4 stars. We're looking at an offline single-player platformer style game where it's a casual action-adventure game in a futuristic world riddled with zombie invasions. Planet Earth is infested with the undead, but we're in luck because our characters here, they've decided to build a business empire where they're going to be catching these zombies and then selling them. Doesn't that sound fun? Definitely a casual style experience here, but one that's kind of cute and a lot of fun. I'll give this one my approval. Next up is one of my favorite games that's offline and endless runner style games with a shooting element. We're talking about Into the Dead. This game, you're going to be running along through a world of zombies with your weapons. Your weapons will auto fire and take down the zombies as you get to them, but you got to keep yourself safe. Make sure that you stay away from them, you don't get grabbed by the zombies. This game is so much fun. It's a great zombie game, it's a great running game, it's a great offline game. It's definitely worth playing. Walking Zombie 2 Shooter with 50 million downloads and 4.5 stars. This is a bullet storm type game where you're gonna be running through a post-apocalyptic world, trying to find weapons, upgrading your stuff, and then in your home base, figuring out what you need to be even more successful. The game is a hell of a lot of fun. I've played a lot of it and actually really like it quite a bit. It's one that I would definitely recommend for you if you're looking for a atmospheric style game that focuses in on zombies, that's a lot of gore and has a cool artwork style. Definitely a fan of this one. Dead Effect with 5 million downloads and 4.4 stars. We're looking at a classic shooter style game that takes you up into space into a zombie-ridden world. Well, like I said, up in space. It's definitely a cool game. It's one that's been around for quite a while, which just proves that it's a game that's a lot of fun that people are still playing today. The graphics are decent for what it's worth. The weapons are awesome. It actually reminds me a bit of the console game Dead Space, which is also a ton of fun. Inside of this game, you're going to have both ranged weapons, shotguns and assault rifles, and you'll also have melee weapons that are a lot of fun just to slice and dice up the enemies. Dead Effect definitely has my approval. And lastly, we have Dead Cells with 1 million downloads and 4.7 stars. This is a premium game with a price tag of $8.99. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of paying for games in this fashion, especially on mobile. But with that being said, this is a really fun 16-bit style action RPG game. It's got a whole storyline along with it. 2 new biomes that you're going to be exploring, like Dracula's castle and its outskirts. 9 new monsters, werewolves, haunted armors, and medusas are waiting for you, and 14 new weapons that you could utilize from the recent update that just came to the game. So as you would guess, if you don't mind paying for premium titles, this one I would give you the approval on. If you guys didn't know, I have a second YouTube channel called Echo Gaming Diablo. Over there, I cover Diablo Immortal every single day. I consider myself an OG of the game. If you're into that type of thing, you like action RPGs, come check it out. It's Echo Gaming Diablo on YouTube. I'll see you guys later.